The Lord has placed this message before your eyes for a reason, because I am calling you to pause and recognize a sign of peace that I have prepared for your life. My beloved child, nothing is beyond my sight, and no moment of your life is abandoned to cold randomness. There are times when I bring a reminder before you not to create fear, but to awaken the faith that has fallen asleep after too many disappointments. I know you have grown weary from waiting. I know you have often wondered why you keep trying and still have not seen the door open. I know you have silently endured pressures that outsiders could never fully understand. Therefore, today I gently speak to you. Listen with a tender heart. Do not quickly pass over this encouragement, for there are blessings I prepare that do not come in noise, but come like a holy breeze blowing across the dry places within you, so that you may know I still remember, still see, still guide, and am still working for you. I have seen the tears you hid in the darkness, the sighs you could not turn into words, the times you stood before financial burdens and felt your heart being pulled down to the depths. I know you have prayed for a breakthrough, not merely to have more means, but to breathe, to have peace, to stand upright again after days surrounded by anxiety. You have longed for a phone call that brings hope, a message that opens an opportunity, help that arrives at the right time, an unexpected door that makes you realize, I have never forgotten you. My child, I do not despise those desires. I do not blame you for longing to be restored. I am the Father who knows your needs clearly, who knows what is lacking, who knows which places in your life need to be released, who knows even the burdens passed from season to season that made you think you were born only to struggle. But today, I say that you were not created to live forever under the shadow of lack. You were called to step into freedom, wisdom, and abundance with purpose. There are invisible chains that have made you believe you will never overcome old limits. There are words from the past, former failures, family patterns, and fears passed down through the years that have tried to convince you that blessing is not for you. But I am the one who has authority to rewrite what you thought was fixed. I can turn a dead end into a new path, turn a closed door into protection, and turn a season of loss into the foundation for deeper maturity. Do not look at delay and conclude that I have rejected you. Many times, what you call delay is the time in which I prepare your heart, correct your steps, cut away wrong attachments, and keep you from doors that look bright but do not lead to true peace. I have protected you more than you know. I have kept you from paths that could have wounded you more deeply. I allowed certain things to close so that something more worthy could open. You asked me in the long nights, Father, do you still remember me? And today I answer you with the tenderness of a father who never leaves you. I remember you. I remember every small prayer. I remember every time you tried to rise, though your heart was almost exhausted. I remember every quiet, faithful step for which no one applauded, every righteous choice no one praised, every time you swallowed tears and continued doing what was right. You thought these things were invisible, but in my light, no faithfulness is forgotten. You thought you had been left behind, but I am teaching you to walk according to my rhythm, not the hurried rhythm of the world. What I promise does not need to come through the road you drew for yourself. It will come through the road I know is best, at the time I know is safest, in the form I know will serve a greater purpose for your life. Therefore, when someone leaves your life, do not quickly think you have suffered a meaningless loss. There are people who depart because they cannot walk with the version of you that I am restoring. There are connections that are cut away because they wear down your heart, weaken your faith, and narrow your vision. When a dream shatters, do not bury all your hope beneath its ruins. There are dreams you once held because you had not yet seen the greater dream I am weaving for you. I do not take away to leave you empty. I prune so that you may bear fruit. I do not close doors to make you hopeless. I close wrong doors so that you will not wander into a place that does not belong to you. I am not silent because I am distant. I am silent because there are hidden works that must be completed in holy stillness, where your heart is trained to receive the new without losing humility. Prepare your heart, my beloved child, because the restoration I give is not merely a fleeting moment of joy. I do not simply want to place a provision into your hands and then let you return to old patterns of fear, hostility, and lack of peace. I want to renew the way you see money, opportunity, your own worth, and the path I have called you to walk. When the blessing comes, receive it with gratitude, but also remain awake. Do not allow what I give to become a new burden because you lack wisdom. Do not spend merely to soothe old wounds. Do not use abundance to prove your worth before others. Let provision become a tool for healing, building, lifting up, sowing, and opening the way for what is good. What I entrust to you may begin with a phone call, a massage, an opportunity, an idea, a person brought at the right time, or an unexpected resource. But behind that form is my hand teaching you to step into mature stewardship. I know the enemy always wants to sow doubt into you, wanting you to think the blessing is too late, that you have prayed for too long, that your life will not change. But do not hand the authority over your future to the voice of darkness. I am the one who writes your destiny with mercy and wisdom. Old curses, old patterns, old failures, and labels the world has placed on you do not have the right to rule you forever. When I speak restoration, what has been broken can be joined together again. When I speak an open way, the place that seemed impossible can become a path. When I speak peace, the storm within your heart must gradually become still. You do not need to fight back with panic. You only need to stand firm in faith. Do what is right before me, and let each small step of yours become an answer to the Father's leading. Today, I want you to lift your eyes above the numbers that frighten you, above the memories that burden you, above the bitter conclusions you have spoken to yourself. Look toward me. I am doing something new in your life. But that new thing needs a heart that recognizes, a mind that discerns, and hands that open at the right time. Do not merely wait for a miracle to fall while refusing to change the way you live. Let the expectation of a miracle walk together with faithfulness in action. Reorder what must be reordered. Learn what must be learned. Release what must be released. Forgive where forgiveness is needed. And step through the door I open with gentle courage. When you do your part in righteousness, you will realize that I went before you long ago, preparing connections, resources, timing, and answers you have not yet been able to see. My son, my daughter, remember this, you are not forgotten. The years you thought were only waiting were not in vain. I used them to deepen the roots of faith within you, to teach you not to place your hope in fragile things, to prepare you for a season in which, when the blessing comes, you will be steady enough not to be swept away by your own joy. What I promised will not be lost on its way to you. What I have prepared will not arrive late in my plan. Keep your heart pure. Keep your lips full of hope. Keep your hands diligent. And keep your steps in the light. I am rewriting the pages you thought had closed. I am turning silent tears into seeds for the harvest. I am loosening the knots that have hurt you for too long. And when you see what I do, you will understand that I have not only given you a miracle, I have given you a restored life, a renewed faith, and a future placed beneath the enduring shadow of my love. Now the time has come, and I am placing into your hands a new beginning that I myself prepared long ago in the hidden place. My beloved child, listen to this word with deep stillness in your heart, because there are moments that do not come for you to read and forget, but come like a holy call, awakening your whole life from long weary days. I have sent my radiant messengers to bring you signs of a new season, beginnings wrapped in grace, breakthroughs that have been marked with your name in writing, no one can erase. This does not fall into your life as chance, nor is it a random wind passing by and disappearing. I have arranged every small piece, every encounter, every delay, every closed door, and every road that seemed winding, so that all of them would lead you to this moment. You may think everything has come late, but in my timing, nothing is late. There are blessings that must ripen in stillness. There are answers that must be prepared in the darkness before being brought into the light. I have heard the cries you did not dare share with anyone, the nights you turned your face towards silence so no one would know how tired your heart had become. I saw the burdens you kept carrying on your shoulders while your lips tried to form a smile, simply because you did not want others to worry about you. You have walked through many days appearing normal on the outside, while within, every breath felt as though it had to wrestle against things you could not name. I know the times you wanted to let go, yet told yourself to hold on a little longer. I know the moments you cared for others while you yourself needed to be comforted. I know the times you gave, not because you had abundance, but because your heart still chose love even when your strength was nearly gone. And my child, no tear of yours is treated lightly by me, and no quiet sacrifice is forgotten before my face. Therefore, what I am about to do in your life is not only an unexpected gift, nor a reward measured in the way humans measure. It is my answer to the enduring faith within you, to the perseverance you kept when no one encouraged you, to the heart that remained tender though it had been wounded many times. You sowed in tears, quietly did what was right when no one was watching, and chose kindness in places that could easily have made a heart close up. I do not forget. I do not overlook. What you thought had merely fallen into emptiness has been kept by me like seed in good soil. And now, the season of sprouting is coming. Not everything will appear in the way you imagined, but trust that my hand is moving in places you have not yet seen. There are doors I am opening ahead while you are still learning to stand firm in the present. There are people I am preparing to meet you at the right time. There are sources of help I am bringing from directions you never expected. Do not pass over this moment as though it were only a passing comfort. Do not ignore my voice simply because you have not yet seen the whole road. You do not need to understand exactly how I will do it. You do not need to hold the full map in your hand before you dare to believe. What I invite you into today is surrender, to believe that I can do what you cannot do, open what you cannot open, heal what you cannot touch by yourself, and bring light into the dark corners you have endured for too long. There are barriers I am removing that your eyes have not yet recognized. There are weights I am lifting from you little by little. Even though your mind cannot yet explain why your heart has begun to feel lighter, there are invisible chains that have held you in weariness, and I am using my gentle power to make them fall away. Tonight, I send peace to your heart, not the fragile peace that depends on good news or favorable circumstances, but the peace that comes from my presence. I send provision to your home, not only through material things, but through arrangement, protection, wisdom, open paths, support, and timely encounters. I know what you need before you have enough words to present it. I know which table needs to be filled, which door needs to be opened, which shortage keeps you awake, and which worry silently knocks on your mind whenever night falls. You have tried to remain strong for too long, and now I want you to learn how to receive. Receive peace without doubting yourself. Receive help without feeling weak. Receive blessing without immediately thinking you are unworthy. I do not give because you are perfect. I give because you are my child. And my love is not poor. Evil has tried to prevent this from coming to you. It has sown delay into your heart, used fear to make you stand still, and used old memories to make you think the future will repeat the wounds of the past. But I have caused that voice to fall silent before my power, the seals that darkness thought it could place upon your life. I have broken with my own hand. The accusations that once weighed heavily upon you no longer have authority to rule. Doors that were closed against my will cannot stand forever before my command. You do not belong to failure. You do not belong to lack. You do not belong to the fear of being abandoned. You belong to love, to promise, to the light I placed upon your life before you understood who you were. Therefore, do not bow your head before the things that tried to stop you. Lift your eyes, for I am going before you. You have passed through fire, but I will bring you out without allowing that fire to define you. It may have made you tired, but it cannot burn away my purpose within you. It may have made you cry, but it cannot extinguish my calling over your life. It may have taken some things you once held, but it cannot take from my hand what I have set aside for you. And the wonder is this: the very places that once caused you pain will become the places where I reveal the deepest restoration. The story you thought contained only tears will become a testimony of mercy. The battle you thought had come to destroy you will become the wind that pushes you into the promise. For in my hands, storms do not have authority to decide the ending. I am the one who writes the final chapter, and I am writing it with life, hope, peace, and glory. So, my beloved child, do not be afraid to keep walking. Do not treat the days that have passed as evidence that good cannot come. Do not let the weariness of the old journey cause you to reject the new door. I am calling you out of the exhausted place of waiting and into a season of being upheld. Breathe deeply in my presence. Lay your worries down at my feet. Let your hands open, not because you know exactly what will come, but because you trust the one who gives is good. When you no longer try to control every detail, you will realize I have long been holding the greater things. When you stop clenching fear, you will have room to receive peace. When you stop repeating the old words of disappointment, your mouth will begin to speak words of faith. I am doing a new thing in you, around you, and through you. There are breakthroughs that bear your name, not so that you may become proud, but so that you may know I have never forgotten. There are restorations finding their way back to your home, not because you forced heaven, but because my timing has come. There are blessings being released, not because evil permits it, but because when I have spoken, no power can withhold it. Trust me tonight. Sleep in the peace that I am still working while you rest. Wake with the knowledge that you are no longer standing outside the promise. The storm has not overcome you. The fire has not consumed you. And the delay has not erased what I appointed to give. Step forward, for the new season has opened, and I am leading you into it with my loving hand. Yes, my child, the scrolls in heaven have opened, and your name is being mentioned in the light of my mercy. Do not think your life has been forgotten among the multitude, and do not imagine that your quiet years have passed by without being remembered. I have seen every step you took in weariness, every time you still tried to believe when there was no encouragement around you. Every moment you held a small flame in your heart through the long night of doubt, the prayers of your grandmother, the tears your mother once quietly lifted up, the hopes you still carried even when no one in the world understood. All of these have been preserved before me. Not one sincere prayer falls meaninglessly. Not one tear is treated lightly. Not one act of trust from you is ignored. And now, my beloved child, I am causing what was once stored up to begin moving, not according to the way you control, but according to the way I prepared beforehand in wisdom and love. There are answers moving toward you in forms you have never expected. It may be an unexpected phone call, a message that makes your heart grow still, a decision changed at the right time, a person suddenly opening their heart to help, or a door once closed now becoming easier to enter. It may be release in finances, in work, in burdens you thought had become destiny. I do not need to follow the familiar paths of humanity in order to bless you. I can touch a person's heart, shift circumstances, turn a decision, place the right thought in someone's mind at the right moment, and open a path where you thought there was only a stone wall. But in this moment, I want you to remain awake. Do not let haste pull you away. Do not let the habit of doubt cause you to take lightly what I am confirming. Do not let fear whisper that this good thing is not meant for you. I am calling you to stand still in faith, not to stand still in helplessness, but to stand still as one who knows their Father is acting. You must understand that what stands against you is not only outward circumstances, but often the trembling within. When you are close to touching a change of season, the voice of doubt often becomes louder. When the door is near opening, old memories of disappointment try to pull you backward. When I place a sign before you, fear will try to say, "It is only coincidence." But my child, do not let doubt interrupt what I am lighting within your heart. Do not let anxiety steal the peace I have already written for you in this moment. You are not unnamed in my plan. You are called by love. You are marked by my care. You are guided not because you have never been weak, but because I have chosen to love you with a love more enduring than all your weakness. Tomorrow, or in a very near season, you will look back and understand why you had to wait so long. You will see that I was not late. I was preparing, clearing the way, and arranging things your eyes could not yet see. I am shaking systems you thought were too rigid to change. I am softening hearts that were once cold toward you. I am restoring order to things that seemed chaotic. People, resources, opportunities, timing, and necessary encounters are being brought into position by me. Not every movement appears immediately before your eyes. But that does not mean I am silent. Many of my greatest works take place behind the curtain, where you cannot see my hand. Yet you are still invited to trust my heart. I am rewriting the lines you thought had ended in loss. The story you once feared is not the final chapter of your life. I am the one holding the pen over the pages of your days. And when I turn to a new page, no voice from the past has the right to decide the ending in my place. What you thought was an ending may only be the silence before a restored beginning. My beloved child, you are standing very near one of the great transitions of your life. Do not turn away because you are afraid to hope. Do not leave your position because you have not yet seen the whole picture. There are seasons when you must walk while the light is only enough for one step. Yet that one step will lead you to the next door. Your future is not stamped by failure, not bound to what others once said, not imprisoned in the years when you cried silently. Your future is being covered by grace, crowned with new dignity, and set again in the order of life and peace. Tonight, or even in the very hour you read these words, I am surrounding you with my gentle presence. I can awaken you through a dream, comfort you through a small sign, confirm to you through a timely word, and lead you to an encounter that seems ordinary, but carries within it the arrangement of heaven. Do not despise small things. For many times I hide the seed of a miracle within what is very humble. This message does not come to you as meaningless coincidence. It touches you because something in your heart needs to be awakened. I do not require you to be perfect before you can listen to me. I only invite you to pay attention. I do not require you to understand the whole road before you trust. I only call you to place your hand in mine and follow my leading. You have tried to understand too much, analyzed too much, questioned too much, until your heart has grown exhausted. But there are things that cannot be received through control. They can only be received through surrender. I am acting behind what you see faster than you think. The things that once locked you in are beginning to crack. The invisible cords that once held you in shame, delay, and fear are falling away. The doors that once would not open, no matter how hard you pushed, are now being touched by me with restoring power. I am the one who restores the years that seemed lost. I can rebuild the ruined place, make the barren place green again, and rekindle the place where hope once dimmed. I do not merely patch your life so that you can survive each day. I want to re-establish within you the belief that you still have purpose, still have a portion, still have a future, and are still loved with an unchanging love. What you have gone through did not make me distance myself from you. On the contrary, right in the midst of those ruins, I am entering to rebuild stone by stone. I am placing within you new courage, new alertness, a new peace, so that, when the blessing comes, you will not use it in panic, but steward it with wisdom, so that when the door opens, you will not run in with pride, but walk in with gratitude, so that when the breakthrough happens, you will not forget the one who held your hand in the days when you thought you had no strength left. Therefore, receive what I am doing with an open heart. Stand firm upon this confirmation, not with loud shouting to prove anything to anyone, but with deep trust within your heart. If you need to speak aloud to awaken your faith, say that I am blessing you, I am acting on your behalf, and I have never abandoned you. Tell fear that it is no longer allowed to rule you. Tell doubt that my kindness is greater than the long seasons of waiting. Tell your weary heart that the season of restoration is not something distant beyond your reach. I am here, nearer than your breath, gentler than every comfort of the world, stronger than every door once closed before you. You are called by name, preserved, guided, and what I have begun in you, I will continue to complete with my enduring love. Now I ask you, my child, do you trust me enough to remain? Do you dare to stand still in my leading, instead of quickly turning away because you have not yet seen the result before your eyes? I know waiting is not easy. I know there are seasons when you feel as though you have prayed too long, hoped too much, tried beyond your strength, and still the door has not opened. But my child, there are doors that do not open through haste. They open when your heart has been prepared. When your steps stop running after panic. When your hands stop clinging to the things I am inviting you to release. Do not let the final moment of testing make you leave right before the blessing is revealed. Do you believe that what I speak is true? Not true because circumstances have become easy, but true because I am faithful. Not true because your eyes have seen everything, but true because I have already seen all that you cannot yet see. I went before you in the days when you were still confused. I arranged encounters, sources of help, words of guidance, and small turns that could lead you into a wider place. When you thought everything was standing still, I was quietly moving. When you thought you had been left behind, I was still preserving the rhythm of your steps so that you would not arrive too early or too late. But at the exact time I had appointed, if you give up now, you may slow down what is already close. Not because I am weakened by your decision, but because doubt can cause you to leave the position where I desire to bless you. There are things I have already prepared, but you need to remain in faith in order to recognize them when they come. There are doors beginning to open, but you need to keep walking toward them instead of returning to old paths. There are answers already sent, but you need to keep your heart awake so that you do not miss them in the noise of fear. Therefore, hold tightly to my hand. Do not let go simply because today is still covered in mist. Do not leave the promise simply because your heart has not yet stopped trembling. If you remain, if you say Amen with a sincere heart, if you trust me, Even while that trust is still trembling, I will show you that the things I planted in you many years ago have not died. Promises that seemed asleep will be awakened. Dreams that seemed buried will begin to breathe again in my light. Things you once thought were too late will be touched by my restoring power. I can use tomorrow to answer prayers you offered quietly long ago. I can use one phone call, one opportunity, one unexpected change, one small door to open an entire new season for you.